Welcome to episode 26 of the Story Song Podcast. Oh, I've got insert a funny quip here. I didn't do a funny quip.
I've written a script for you. Everyone must follow the script. If you don't follow the script, it's not as uniform as it should be.
Well, I think that'll have to be the funny quip. All right, so how are you doing today?
It's bureaucracy, James, and his red tape.
It is. I've got scripts after scripts. And I've colour-coded all my scripts now.
Yeah, well, the one you handed me, the handout you gave me when I saw you, you handed me it. I mean, it's good because it's stapled together.
Yeah, what's wrong with it?
It was very good, very organised,
Well,
forced fun.
I was very disappointed. Now I can see through the visual aid of colour.
A long time ago, James, I was part of a theatre group, and it was amazing. I mean, that was called Off the Cuff Theatre Company. That off the cuff seems to have disappeared from you, doesn't it? It's all scripted now, isn't it? Uniform.
Very funny. Now, what I have noticed from my script,
very funny. Moving on.
I ran the data.
Have you done a risk assessment for this? I bet you haven't.
I ran the data through our supercomputer, Henry. And Henry very kindly agreed to share some statistical information with me. So I'm just going to show you this, and we will explain it for the very nice listener, wherever they are.
Listener? Put an S on the end at least. Come on. There's your mum and my mum.
Professional radio people to say listener. Right. So can you see that?
Yep.
The yellow ones are mine. The white ones are yours.
Oh.
Now, there seems to be a real disparity. All the yellow ones seem to be at the bottom of the scoreboard.
I'm sorry.
So if you don't want to get the Story Song Ombudsman involved, I think you better be a little bit more fair in the future, don't you?
Well, that one I just did, I gave it a 6 and you gave it a 7. That was my story.
Okay.
Hold on. In the top, don't worry.
Anyway, shall I give you some clues or we'll be here all night?
Is it Matchstalk? Cats and Matchstalk. Cats
Fuck off! I just flashed it on the screen like a lightning bolt, and you saw it.
Oh. No, it's just at your house. That's all we talked about because we all thought it was Matchstick, but they were talking about Matchstalk.
So yes, this week we are doing Matchstalk Men and Matchstalk Cats and Dogs by Brian and Michael.
Do you know what? I had this conversation since last month when we caught up and listened to this and discussed this. I was having a discussion with someone else. I don't know how. I just go. They said, "Do you know that song about Lowry painting, blah blah blah?" Oh, Matchstick. And I was like, "Yeah, that one." And yeah, Matchstick. Did you say? And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Not Matchstick." I'm like, "Yeah, it was." But no, it wasn't. That's what everyone thinks, and that's what it should be.
That goes our one listener. All right. So it was released in April 1978. It was written by Michael Coleman and Kedin Parrott. It wasn't actually on an album. And it reached, what number do you think it reached in the charts, Chris?
Maybe 9.
Number 1.
He painted Salford smoky tops on cardboard boxes from the shops and parts of Ancoats where I used to play. I'm sure he once walked down our street cause he painted kids who were out on the feet. The clothes they wore had all seen better days.
So he's painted the scene for us.
Yeah. He's painted, Salford's smoky tops on cardboard boxes from the...
Lowry's painted the art, but our singers here have painted the story for us, haven't they? Basically, it's Coronation Street, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Ancoats, that's a place, isn't it?
I don't know what Ancoats is.
It's a place.
I thought, do you know what? I always thought it's hand coats.
No, Ancoats.
Oh.
There was Ancoats Street, and it's an area.
Oh, there you go. Doesn't sound very nice though, does it?
I don't think. I don't know if it is a. Maybe it's up and coming.
Now they said his works of art were dull, no room, all that Lowry didn't care much anyway.
He's what?
A lot of people criticised his paintings before he became famous. He only became famous a couple of years before he passed away. His most fiercest critic, do you know who that was?
Was it himself?
No, just
Cats
like
and
you,
dogs.
it was his mother.
Was it Cats and Dogs?
It was his mother. She hated all his work except one painting of a boat which looked nothing like any of the others.
Was that the one you've got?
I've got 2 Lowrys, actually.
Oh, that's not very nice, is it? You think normally that she'd have been the one saying, "You're doing well now, lad."
There's a brilliant film with Timothy Spall and Vanessa Redgrave in the parts, and there's a scene where she basically goads him so much she takes all his paintings down to the yard outside and sets fire to them all. And she's there because she's bedridden, and she's there in her bed going, "Burn them all!"
Sounds like the sort of thing I imagine would have happened to you.
They said he just paints cats and dogs and matched up men in boots and clogs. And Lowry said that's just the way they'll stay. And he painted matched up men and matched up cats and dogs. He painted kids on the corner of the street that were sparking clogs.
Sparking clogs?
Sparkling clogs. Now, for those of our younger listeners out there, Manchester in like the first half of the 20th century, everyone used to wear clogs. Did you know this?
Is it? It says on mine, it should be, I would imagine, sparkling clogs, but on mine it says sparking clogs.
Well, I think that's just a spelling mistake. Hold on. Oh, well, maybe. I'm not an expert on machinery, but maybe they would do something to clogs to like whittle down the wood a bit if they were too small.
Well, they might give them steel bases if they were sparking. I mean, you're not going to get wood sparking, are you? But I don't. Did they wear clogs? I thought that was.
Yeah, Manchester was famous for the clogs.
Was it?
Oh.
I mean, I've heard of the dogs, Manchester, as in the dog races, but clogs more famous than Holland.
In fact, there's a lot of mystery in this song already, Chris. We don't know what a match stalk is. We don't know what they're doing with the clogs. And I've never heard of Ancoat.
No, I've heard of Ancoat. I think that's, yeah. No, a British clog is a wooden-soled clog from Great Britain. Well, I mean, that goes without saying. Best clog shoes in Manchester.
So did Amsterdam steal the concept and put them
Doubtful.
on mice?
I mean, in fact, yeah. In fairness, there's mice that lived in windmills. There's nothing. I can't imagine there's anything comfortable about clogs, is there? You know, it's like clog dance. You can get. I'm just looking. Manchester clog dancing classes at the Pavilion, Whalley Range, Manchester. It's on Facebook.
And that's one of the good reasons for COVID, right there.
No, that's good. That's brilliant. If people are doing that, Manchester clogging.
Is
I'm going to have
is it brilliant? I'll tell you.
Yeah,
No,
why not?
it's
Anything
brilliant
like
that people are doing groundbreaking, pioneering surgery on like people with Parkinson's or major heart surgery or maybe cancer. I don't know if clogging is brilliant.
I'm looking at it. They look they're leather. They look like they're leather uppers with wooden soles. So they're not like the solid wooden shoes, your clogs we're thinking of. I think here's a link to the Pinterest, and they look like nice leather. So I think they're like tap dance, maybe that sort of thing. And if they're sparking, they'll put metal bits on them to make them spark, maybe make the tap. But that's intriguing. Yeah, there's a lot of pictures of people with them on. It's a thing.
Now he takes his brush and he waits outside them factory gates to paint his matched up men and matched up cats and dogs.
Right, so should we just take stock because we're halfway through the song?
Sorry.
Right, so we've established he's a painter. And he paints things in Manchester. He paints the working classes in Manchester. He's a Jeremy Kyle of the art world of the time.
So he's sort of been sat there waiting outside for everyone to come out of the factories with their cats and dogs that they've been to work with to then paint them. So does he sit around all? I mean, he doesn't start work till sort of 4, and he's probably got a very narrow window. Well, he said, did it say 4 o'clock, or am I just making that up?
I reckon in those days people didn't work till 6.
Sorry, I'm making that up. So actually, well, it would have been later. So in fact, the only times he could have worked, when you think about it, summer, because in winter you wouldn't have the chance because it would be dark.
Can I just point? Can I just ask you? Have you seen a Lowry painting?
Yes.
I mean, but basically stickman. So I don't think he has to be in the room to see what a stickman looks like. Just make it up, can't he?
Yeah, but it says on here, now he waits with his brush and he takes his brush and waits outside the factory gates to paint them.
Yeah, well, I think that's because he hated his mother.
Well, possibly, but does he sit around all day? He doesn't actually do anything.
Oh, he had a job at the tax office.
Or did he do caricatures of people as they went past?
He wasn't that good. I mean, literally, that stalk men and man stalk cats and dogs. Unless you look like a match, no.
Yeah, well, if they were working in factories, they might have all been like quite thin then anyway, so probably quite apt.
Maybe some of the ones with ginger hair.
If we don't mind, I'd rather we call them redheads.
Now canvas and brushes were wearing thin when London started calling him to come on down and wear the old flat cap. They said, tell us all about your ways and all about them Salford days. Is it true you're just an ordinary chap? And he painted matched up men and matched up cats and dogs. He painted kids on the corner of the street that were sparking clogs. Now he takes his brush and he waits outside them factory gates to paint his matched up men and matched up cats and dogs.
So I can imagine them getting to like London and they're going, right, we love your work. It's brilliant. What are you going to do next? So, do you know where a factory is?
Hey.
Need to know a factory.
Factory. Go on.
I want a factory, don't I? Because I can only do cats and dogs at factories.
Cats and dogs at the factory. Hey. Hey, all right. Got a factory.
Now Lowry's hung upon the wall beside the greatest of them all, and even the Mona Lisa takes a bow. This tired old man with hair like snow told northern folk it's time to go. The fever came and the good Lord mopped his brow.
He's in London.
Yeah.
Tell anyone in London he's dying, but he tells everybody in the north. I wonder how we managed that.
He died. Is he saying he's dying?
Well, I think there's a few clues in these lyrics. This tired old man with hair like snow, that means white.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Old northern folk, it's time to go. And here's the killer line, Chris. The fever came and the good Lord mopped his brow. It's a nice little end, isn't he? He's there doing exactly the same thing as he did on earth, up in heaven.
Oh.
Now, I just wanted to mention there's one other thing about this song. There was a very odd trend in the 70s. The 90s.
The songs go on for ages.
Well, they go for quite a while. But it was the introduction of a children's choir.
Oh, yeah.
So you probably could hear them coming in now, but they make a bit of an appearance just here.
I think because it's a depressing song. Arguably, it's nothing.
Really Hold on a minute. Hold on a fuckity minute. 1 second. The last song we did with you, 3 people died horrendously in a bus crash, and there were crosses on the side of the road. There's one line in my song that says that he died, and it's a happy ending because he's painting in heaven.
Yeah.
Right. Turn on Henry.
Let's rock.
Right. So, without further ado, should we do the tropes?
Yes, let's.
Does somebody die?
Yes.
Is there a twist?
No.
Is there a moral to the story?
No.
Does it push the boundaries of believability?
No.
Yeah, it does. There's no heaven.
Well, that's subjective.
I like that pass. Is somebody cheating?
No.
Is revenge involved?
No.
Is there a telephone involved?
No. And there's no sex workers
Does
either.
the song feature a sex worker? No. All right, so unfortunately, that's just one trope, so it does not pass the Super Troper. Yeah.
Well,
So come on, in a
one.
nutshell, what did you think of it before
You
you
got
did
one,
your
didn't it? You
scores?
got one trope.
But
The
what do you
first
think?
one, someone died. What do I think? Well, it drones on a bit, doesn't it? Nothing happens. It just basically sits.
Not the kids turning up.
Yeah.
And because he's dead, you can probably imagine they're dead kids.
Well, 78, they might not be dead.
No, they were children from heaven, weren't they? Because he was dead at the time.
I don't know.
So, yeah.
I mean, the thought of dying children isn't really that cheery either. None of it's cheery, James. It's not even a good story.
Even its art isn't really cheery. It's very
In fact,
depressing.
we shouldn't have really bothered with this one, in fairness.
Oh, you're a dick face.
I thought, going on, done one of these for a while. It'd be good to have a catch up. Do you know what? I'm not depressed. I'm just sad.
Right, come on then.
Okay. What do you reckon? Oh, number. Oh, hold on a second.
8.
5.
Oh.
What did you give it?
8.
8.
I did give it 5, but I knew you'd mark it down, so no, I'm giving it 5, really.
I didn't mark you down. I was going to give you 4, and then I thought, no, I best mark him up.
Not me, I didn't write the song. Right.
No, but you chose it, you loser.
Right, so 2 5s. That gives us a score of 10. Oh, what surprise. It's down at number 20 with Watching You. Well,
I don't even think it's a story song, or is it?
of course it's a story song. He goes to heaven and he paints in heaven and he becomes famous. You don't need to have all your tropes to have a story song, Chris. Sometimes it's a lot more subtle.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
Ali Ali-o.
He painted Salford smoky tops on cardboard boxes from the shops and parts of Ancoats where I used to play. I'm sure he once walked down our street 'cause he painted kids who were out on the feet. The clothes they wore had all seen better days. Now they said his works of art were dull, no room, all that the walls are full. But Lowry didn't care much anyway. They said he just paints cats and dogs and matched-up men in boots and clogs. And Lowry said that's just the way they'll stay. And he painted matched-up men and matched-up cats and dogs. He painted kids on the corner of the street that were sparking clogs. Now he takes his brush and he waits outside them factory gates to paint his matched up men and matched up cats and dogs. Now canvas and brushes were wearing thin when London started calling him to come on down and wear the old flat cap. They said, tell us all about your ways and all about them Salford days. Is it true you're just an ordinary chap? And he painted matched up men and matched up cats and dogs. He painted kids on the corner of the street that were sparking clogs. Now he takes it beside the greatest of them all. And even the Mona Lisa takes a bow. This tired old man with hair like snow told northern folk it's time to go. The fever came and the good Lord mopped his brow, and he left